Today we're talking about the next Corvette ZR1 and Lamborghini's last Huracan. We'll also cover some of the most ridiculous option list items for supercars, and Nolan's very excited about the GM data sharing scandal that won't go away. But first, Mario Andretti's latest move to join the F1 grid. Have I ever mentioned that I've seen him in his underpants?
Yes.
Welcome to the Big Three. Have I ever mentioned it?
Once or twice. Yeah.
I have seen Mario Andretti. I'm James Pumphrey, and I have seen Mario Andretti in his underpants. They were purple briefs. He changed out of his race suit in front of me. This is the Big Three, and we are the Big Three. James Pumphrey, Nolan Sykes.
Feeling extra big today.
Are you? Lifting or snacks?
Snacking, sitting. I got fitted for a suit for my wedding in September.
Yeah.
And it's getting altered. Thank you. Thank you. This is the first time I mentioned that on this show, and that was the first time you mentioned the underwear thing on this show. So
wow,
what
big
a
day.
day of first. The guy, I was getting it altered, and he was like, you know what? First, we'll just alter for things that can't change, like your arm length, your leg length. And then maybe do the
bubble
final
burst.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, right?
Actually, I was hoping they'd come in.
And then he's like, the circumference stuff will do like a month out from your wedding, but try not to like change
circumference
the
stuff.
circumference stuff.
The
Wow.
circumference stuff.
Don't worry, you'll grow into your arms.
That'll be good.
It'll happen.
Would you think that he was like suggesting you drop a couple LBs?
I don't think so. He was pretty chill. Shout out to Aaron at Suit Supply. Great dude. Some brides will have their ceremony dress and then reception dress, right?
I think that's pretty common these days.
I was thinking I would also like my ceremony
another
suit,
look.
And then my second look.
Yeah.
Been watching a lot of Mighty Boss Tones music videos lately, and like Dickie Barrett in the 90s is constantly wearing like plaid suits.
Yes.
And like
that's their hype man.
Someday
right?
I
The
become
dancer?
no, that's the singer.
Okay.
But get yourself some funny suits.
Get a funny suit. We were doing a video, and the director of the video, Phil, was like, okay, so James, just wear your suit. I was like, I don't have a suit.
Yeah.
He's like, you don't have a suit? I'm like, what am I, a madman?
Philip is the wrong person to say that to. That man has got some.
He's
some
a sharp
outfit tips.
dresser.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Sharp.
Drives a 1984 Thunderbird.
Yeah,
86 Thunderbird. My
86
dad had that
Thunderbird.
exact same car. It's
Really?
maroon. It's got a digital dash.
I've never been inside, but I can smell it.
It smells like good cigarettes. We got to bring back cigs.
Yeah, if any cigarette sponsors want it.
Bring cigs back
We
to
got weed
racing.
sponsors. We got bong sponsors.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do we have a bong sponsor, but we balk at the idea of having John Player Special,
Oh, that would be
Marlboro, the iconic brands? Bring back cigs. On behalf of Donut and the Big Three, I say bring back
Didn't they give
cigs.
Didn't they fuck you up?
Cigarettes?
Yeah.
No, cigarettes loved me and I loved them. We just don't hang out anymore. And then the third, also for third in the lineup, first in your hearts. Third member of the Big Three, Joe Weber.
Hey, I took a bath yesterday.
Yeah. What was that? How was that?
We should put that on a shirt.
It's weird. It kind of feels like you're in your own stew for a little
A
bit.
little bit. You got to get over that, though.
Yeah. But
Okay.
my bathtub is a 3-person flesh colored jacuzzi tub. And
That was a sentence.
3-person flesh colored jacuzzi
Well, it's like-
tub.
it's like
Are you
peach.
familiar with the works of David Cronenberg?
3-person flesh colored jacuzzi tub.
Did I say it like Buffalo Bill? Yeah, it's just weird. Like, why?
Yeah.
I like
Flesh
maybe a
tub.
throuple owned the house before us, but it is just a weird color, and you're like, I don't know if I want to get in this. And
Again,
then,
though, bringing it back to the practicality thing.
yeah,
Give yourself a bath, guys.
yeah.
Try it out. Treat
I
yourself.
have a big old bathtub. I never even used it.
You got a big bathtub? You do have
Yeah.
a big bathtub.
Yeah.
You haven't taken a bath in
I
that?
only
take a
used
soak.
to skate.
Get a soak,
I
man.
skate in it.
With your tech decks.
Yeah. You're training your parakeet to drop in on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Take a bath, James.
It's just, I don't like it. I don't like how like my balls float.
That was a weird thing too, because the jets are like coming up and everything just kind of floats. Like
that's part of it.
Yeah,
sensory deprivation or almost. You know,
Just like
put some
floating.
Epsom salt in there.
yeah. I did do Epsom salt.
Yeah, I think to like combat the just like feeling like you're in a hot puddle.
Yeah,
You do have to add the accoutrement. You
Yeah.
need like the
Otherwise-
Epsom salt.
Yeah.
You need to do some lighting.
Yeah.
Definitely some lighting. You don't want to take a bright bath.
no,
Right,
I lit a candle and I opened the window because it's raining.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
nice.
Wow.
I thought you were gonna say I opened the window because I shit in the tub. I didn't actually think you were gonna say that, but it'd be funny if you did. You guys want to talk about cars or not?
Yeah, sure.
Last Wednesday, Andretti Global announced that they had acquired a 48,000 square foot facility at Silverstone. It's a racetrack to use as a European base of operations as part of their ongoing efforts to join the F1 grid with Cadillac in 2026.
Yeah.
Now, to catch you guys up, Andretti was initially denied entry into the sport back in January, which is the first month of the year.
It is.
F1 said that their reasoning was that they didn't believe the team would add any value to the championship and that they would have, quote, looked differently at the team's application if General Motors had been able to provide its own power unit for the team's first year on the grid.
So what power unit were they planning on using? Do you know this?
I don't remember, but I
Anybody?
mean, those are like two, like one of the like the added value thing. I think we talked about this before, but like the added value thing is kind of like BS when you have
Yeah, totally.
shitty teams on the grid. But
Yeah.
also, I mean, the power unit thing is a pretty legitimate point. I think.
I'd
Yeah.
say that's a pretty legitimate point,
Yeah.
but the
But-
added value thing is like, oh yeah,
just
way less people
unnecessary.
care about Andretti
Yeah.
than Stake F1
Yeah.
Yeah.
giant.
But with the new
bets.com.
with the new like restrictions and the new engine changes, it would make sense for them to like buy a different engine for 2 years before they develop their
Right,
own
totally.
engine.
Mhm.
And like, I think that it would be nice for them to give them a year to kind of
Yeah.
get used to traveling. And it's like,
And
a,
probably
you know, I, mean,
lose.
I say
Yeah.
that, but like the logistics of an
No,
F1
truly,
team
Yeah.
are insane. So like, yeah, a year to get used to shipping a car all around the world.
Yeah. It kind of feels like a cool boys club and they're like, you're not cool enough.
I thought it was a cool boys club until it's a dorky dork club.
Yeah. I mean, get
No one
like,
in F1 is cool. I
I
used to think Toto
Sainz
Wolff,
is pretty cool.
Carlos Sainz is cool.
The drivers are cool.
The drivers
Everyone
are cool.
else is like such a nerd.
Yeah, totally. The drivers are cool.
Yeah.
Most of the
Yeah,
drivers.
the whole Christian Horner situation really
Yeah, Christian
Yeah.
Horner is not cool. Toto
Disillusioned
Wolff
me.
is not cool.
I think Toto's the coolest you can get being a team principal.
is that because his voice is really cool?
Yeah, is
though?
that because his voice is really
And
cool?
his
Or is
shirts are
that because he
well-tailored, I will
has
say
his
that.
shirts custom tightened?
Yeah.
I just know he used to
You know,
like
the sign of every cool guy getting his button-up shirts
Nice
tightened.
tight
I think I
shirt.
know his knowing his backstory,
Mhm.
and he was like a poor kid that grew up in Austria and sold candles. And that when he was like a teenager, sold a ton of candles
It's pretty
and
cool.
like made his way, like built his business up and stuff. And then I just feel like he's diligent. He's very Austrian.
This one's
Yeah,
it
I mean,
smells
there's a
like
difference
malt.
between being like a respectable person
Yeah.
and being cool.
I
That's
just can't
true. I don't know if I'd
imagine.
want to
Like the
hang out with
Fonz
him.
is cool.
Yeah.
The
Henry
RZA is
Winkler.
cool.
Martin Shkreli.
Martin
not
Shkreli,
cool.
not cool.
Yeah.
I'm still stuck on Toto Wolff selling candles like it
Yeah.
has notes of sandalwood.
Like
Did
a
you know
tiny
that they're
little,
good
like a
for
12-year-old with the
birthdays?
same voice. Would you like tea candles?
If I make them smaller, then I can sell multiples at once for birthdays.
I'm still trying to get the number 4 down.
Everyone left the door open for Andretti to reapply at a later date for the 2028 season.
Mm-hmm.
Why
Yeah.
is that? The car changes are in 2026, right?
Yeah, but they wouldn't have that power unit by 2026.
Oh, yeah.
But GM will have one by 2028.
Got it.
So there you go.
Okay.
They're really into that power unit angle. You know,
What are
Mhm.
the new changes to the engines? Do they?
There'll be
Are they
more
releasing?
power,
Yeah.
baby.
Oh, it's more hybrid,
less
more
right?
weight.
more power coming from the hybrid side of
Yeah.
it, or the
Yeah.
battery side of it, rather than the engine side.
But it's still going to be twin turbo V6.
I believe so.
Okay.
maybe even smaller displacement. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I think they're supposed to be more fuel efficient as well.
I can only assume.
Yep.
I assume they're not going to go the other way ever again.
No, probably not.
They're like, you know what? This year, let's make them less fuel efficient. So GM's actively working on that power unit. They should have it done by 2028. They're brewing coffee. But dude, 48,000 square feet.
Yeah,
That's big. At Silverstone, I can't imagine that real estate's cheap.
No.
No.
And they're not even going to be manufacturing stuff there. Everything's going to be manufactured in the US. That's purely just to be like, we're serious to the FIA.
We're serious to the FIA,
Yeah.
but we're not serious as far as not having fun.
Yeah.
That place has a bowling alley.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
it's
it's
got
gonna
a
be It's
slide.
going to be a real fantasy factory situation
Yeah, totally.
over there.
Have
Mario
you seen
Andretti's
my underwear?
fantasy
No one
factory.
wears purple but
Dude,
me.
Purple underwear. This
Yeah.
guy loves fun. Speaking of GM, Chevy released a YouTube video last week teasing the next Corvette ZR1, which is set to, that's Australian for ZR1.
I
Yeah.
put 2 and 2 together.
Oh,
on that.
thank you.
Yeah.
It's set to debut this summer along with my new bod. That's why I haven't used my bathtub, because I'm growing a new bod in there.
Oh God.
Yeah.
And you're just going to molt out of your skin at some point? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna. It involves lightning and some wires, but it's goopy,
Ugh.
goopy and ripped. Rumor has it that the new Vet will be powered by a twin turbo version of the 5.5 liter V8 found in the Z06 and make an excess of 850
That's
Wow.
crazy.
horsepower.
Man.
Wow.
That is like they are truly like neck and neck with Raris and Lambos at this point.
I mean, that was what I just thinking that.
Yeah.
like as I was reading that, I was like, man, it was a good idea to put the engine in the back on this thing.
Yeah.
It really just like upped it.
That thing's gonna rip.
Yeah, twin turbo V8 Corvette.
Did you guys
Yeah.
hear or did you watch this video and hear that engine?
I did. I commented on the Straight Pipes post and got some pretty good likes.
Some engagement. Nice. Good. Gotta keep those metrics up.
Yeah.
Well, I saw that Jer commented and got a
Oh.
bunch of likes.
And you're like, I want some of that.
and I was
action.
like, ooh, these boys is ready.
yeah.
So I commented. I got more.
Anyway, the engine sounds great.
Yeah.
Looking forward to seeing this thing out in some.
Do you guys
spy
even want to
pics.
know what my comment was?
It was
I
probably
actually,
like,
yeah.
Do you even
comment.
care?
Can I guess what it was?
Yeah, well, first guess Jer's.
Already put my order in.
Pretty close.
Oh, this Florida boy's ready for his.
Oh, they're both very accurate. So in the teaser, it says like something you've never dreamed of.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And so Jer said, oh, come on. I've dreamed of this. I'm like, all right, that's
Alright.
pretty good.
All right.
His
Yeah.
punctuation was on point.
Oh,
Like
nice.
really just timed out how I read it,
Yeah.
and very, very good. Very effective punctuation. A lot of likes. Good engagement.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well done, Jer.
Yeah.
But let's see what James has got.
Okay. I said, okay, because
Can I guess what you're gonna?
Well,
you said?
yeah.
I'm gonna have to wash my sheets after this stream.
No, that's Max.
No, man. Well, the Straight Pipes, they're a Canadian YouTube channel.
Mhm.
So we're allowed to talk about them on this channel because they're Canadian. Their caption, that's the word I was trying to
Yeah.
remember. Their caption was, can you guess the engine, number of cylinders, and drive wheels or something?
I think
Yeah.
your comment was, I've got 8 cylinders.
Can you milk
Can you
me?
milk
No, I said 205 horsepower EcoBoost front wheel drive. And let me tell you, they got a lot of likes.
Nice.
Great.
That's
Yeah.
very inside car guy
Yeah,
joke.
very nerdy.
Yeah.
Very nerdy.
I lost to an EcoBoost in the drag race.
You did.
Yeah.
Well,
I was
to-
really bummed about that.
No, I said EcoBoost. I said
Ecotech.
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 Eco-
Yeah,
Tech.
I said Ecotech was just
Yeah.
the Chevy one.
The
Yeah, yeah.
Chevy.
Yeah. You lost to
That's
Jimmy.
good. That's good.
Thank you.
That's good.
That was very like core car
Yeah.
nerd.
Yeah. Good for you, man.
Thanks, dude. Thank you. It feels good. It feels good. I'm gonna be honest.
65 likes.
Oh, hundreds, dude.
Oh, nice.
Hundreds
Cool.
of likes. It really made it easier to get out of the bath today. You know, like sometimes it's like cold. It's hard to drag yourself out of the tub, but
I just want to live here. Yeah. Can we listen to that video
of me in the bath?
Splash.
Let's hear it.
Ooh.
It's a good video, better than Dodge.
Yeah, maybe. It reminds me of Westworld, this music.
Yeah.
And then the imagery reminds me of like 5 Gum.
Yeah.
Didn't it look like a gum commercial?
This is
Yeah.
what it's like to drive.
And then their
Gum.
emblem looks like the Air Force emblem.
Yeah.
It's like
Whoa, let's put it all together. Gum, Westworld, the Air Force. Let us know what you think it all means in the comments. I mean, this thing's going to be so sick.
Yeah, of course.
Corvettes are dope, dude.
Yeah.
I had so much fun with the E-Ray when we got one.
Yeah.
This thing's
Driving
gotta
up in
have
the
that E-Ray
canyons.
drivetrain in it. Probably a little spicier
It's
too. Yeah.
Well,
Well,
Probably
it's gonna
got
be just
some
rear
E-Ray.
wheel, right?
I doubt it.
I don't think so. I think
Really?
it's going to be, this is the top of the pops.
So just the twin turbo V8 could be up to 100 or 850 horsepower plus an electric engine that's like 120 horsepower.
Mm-hmm.
That's
They're
nuts.
probably looking. Yeah. I mean, one of the captions I remember seeing is like, "You've never seen a Corvette move like this."
Yeah.
Was,
That means it can crab walk,
Yeah.
probably.
yeah. I mean, yeah.
The-
It's just doing like head spins on a cardboard
Yeah.
box.
It'll do 150 sideways.
Yeah.
We realized the hardest part about driving a Corvette is parallel parking. So
Yeah.
we make the wheels go completely 90 degrees.
I assume that means like all-wheel drive.
Yeah, I
And
think so.
I mean, I don't think Chevy's going to spend all that money developing a hybrid system that really makes that E-Ray move
Mhm.
Yeah.
and not also put it in their top line.
Right. Like the
top line
E-Ray
car.
was sort of like the
Little
Here- yeah, moose boosh. Yeah. Let's get them used to the idea of it.
yeah.
And then give them
Let's cleanse their palate
Yeah.
of the old
a
Corvettes.
little bit of sorbet. Hey,
yeah.
here's a cornbread crouton with
Yeah.
black-eyed peas and country ham on it, just to let you guys know.
That's your idea of a moose boosh?
That was the moose boosh at a restaurant I worked at.
Really?
Well, 'cause it
Those
was
are all like heavy things that
no,
coat your tongue.
it was very like light or whatever. It was like a heightened southern
oh nice.
place.
I had an amuse bouche in
Bart
France
worked there with me.
that was
Mhm.
like, oh, Bart did?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
that's where we met.
I had one that was like salted celery with like this watercress foam on it
Oh,
and a
nice.
cucumber like
That is
sorbet.
the lightest shit ever.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, and that's the E-Ray.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this little guy is freaking chicken tendies.
Be a strange restaurant.
Yeah, what is this restaurant?
It's porterhouse steak,
Yeah, big old porterhouse.
With some truffle butter.
Yeah.
truffle butter. Yeah, so we're all gonna get one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm on the list.
Yeah, we're
Yep.
all on the list.
We're all gonna hang out.
We're all just gonna
Farmer
sit in a
Brothers.
parking lot and rev our engines
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, rev our engine, smoke vape. I'm gonna bring back cigs. Nolan's smoking a pipe.
Oh, pipe.
Yeah, because you got a suit now.
Dude, I will say there was a time when I was like, I should get a pipe.
Yeah.
That
should-
tracks.
yeah.
How
Well, one
old
of my-
were you? Like
Like
24?
20. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because my friend Cameron smoked a pipe. From now
Oh.
on. My friends Cameron and Thomas, they both smoked pipes, and I was like, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like,
pretty cool.
yeah.
You
Never
guys
all
want to
been
go
crimes.
halfsies on a chicken tendy basket?
Yeah, nothing cooler than a 24-year-old with a pipe.
Yeah.
It was like the tail end of like hipster
Yeah.
culture, the hipster kind of wave, I think. They both wore suspenders.
Yeah, that's like beyond hipster. That's like Carney.
Yeah.
Did either of those guys know any magic tricks?
No, but my boy Thomas, he's a musician, plays mandolin, and
Mhm.
guitar really well.
Oh, so he's just full tweed.
Cameron, yeah. No, they're both very twee. Cameron joined the Peace Corps for a while.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Do you know if you join the Peace Corps, you can't join the CIA
Whoa.
Or vice versa.
and
I
vice
assume.
versa? Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Well, like I said, there was my dream.
yeah.
If you buy
I'm a
Dodge
Fed.
Viper, you can't own a Chevy Corvette.
What?
Yeah.
I bet that's not true. Speaking of GM, I know Nolan's chomping at the bit to talk about this one.
Talk
Yeah.
about
You
it.
made a video about this years
I think-
ago.
Yeah.
A long time ago,
Yeah.
and it's still going on.
Still going on, dude.
Last month, the New York Times reported that GM was selling driver data from internet-connected cars to 2 data brokers, who then passed along the information to insurance companies, resulting in many drivers seeing increases to their premiums. Snitches get stitches.
cool,
What the
man.
hell, dude? That's like,
Yeah.
at least sell it to someone who's gonna tell me to buy something cool,
Yeah.
you know, like pants.
Yeah.
Like a radar
Yeah, they're like,
detector.
you drive pretty terribly. Get these statement pants. All right,
Yeah.
cool, man.
The data
You're
was
an asshole on the road.
You're an asshole on
You
the
like
road.
these clothes.
at least something I like.
Yeah,
You know,
not
Yeah.
not
insurance.
not
premiums.
narc me out to
Yeah,
the
dude.
insurance companies.
Yeah. You probably like this Balenciaga.
Yeah, you probably
Sure.
like this freaking big shoe. Looks like a normal
yeah.
shoe, but it's big. Oh, damn, dude, that's creative. The data was The data was obtained through GM's OnStar Smart Driver program, which is a sort of gamified app that monitors driver behavior
Oh my
and gives
God.
badges for categories like Limit Hero, Excel Pro, and Brake Genius.
I'm the
I
brake
hate
genius.
But many drivers claim they never registered for the program.
Yeah, this is kind of like there's a New York Times article about this. So it's like an opt-out kind of program. Like you have to go into your settings and make sure that this is. If you have
Oh
a
my
newer
God.
GM, by the way, consider doing this. Turn off your smart driver
Yeah.
app in your settings because
Yeah,
you might be getting
Turn off
Yeah.
your car calling you a good boy.
you might be getting screwed by your insurance because of this.
It also puts a U2 album on your Uconnect.
Yeah.
It's-
yeah.
Dude, like all the, you know, people say like soy is like feminizing men or like infantilizing
I
men.
don't know where you're going with this, but
I
yeah, I
think-
remember hearing people say that.
I think somebody like my car calling me, oh, you're a brake genius.
Yeah.
Like that's like the lamest participation
say that and be
trophy.
like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah,
anytime
dude,
you
I'm a brake
gamify
genius.
safety, it's
Yeah.
like, come on.
Come on, you freaking nerds.
Yeah. I
And
know.
then they steal all your data and sell it to
Yo,
the insurance
data?
company.
They sell your data.
They sell your data, dude.
Oh shit, I got my
Oh.
data.
They got my data, dude. They
I
sold
better
all
call
my
data.
That's my data.
That's my data.
That's my data.
Don't put your hands on my
Oh,
data.
I thought you were just being nice and calling me
Yeah.
a brake genius.
I am an Excel pro, but I reject your data.
My data. It was all a ploy to get my data. Information data included when drivers brake too late.
Okay.
Yeah. Accelerated aggressively or exceeded the speed limit, among other
Yeah.
data points.
My car called me an Excel cook for not excelling too fast.
Well, that's the thing though. It's like they have these parameters, like you get dinged for braking hard or accelerating, but it's like, what is the threshold for that?
Yeah.
You know,
Right. Like, what if someone slams on their brakes in front of you?
exactly. And it's
Now
not,
my money goes up.
there's in that New York Times story,
My
they
money
talk
goes up.
My money goes up.
My money goes down.
They were talking to a Corvette owner who was
Just
dinged.
ripping
Well,
cigs.
would go to ripping cigs, but also go to track days and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Well, obviously, like your insurance company doesn't want you to go to the track with your insured car anyway.
Yeah.
But like, it's a Corvette. Like, it's gonna do that kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and to get penalized for that is pretty unfair. And it's just like, okay, if you're not really consenting to the program anyway by having that smart driver app on without your knowledge,
Yeah.
and you're getting penalized for things that we don't agree. Like,
Yeah.
no one agreed on the parameters of like what aggressive acceleration
you
is. what
never
hard
like
braking
signed
is.
an agreement
never-
thing.
You might have, but like in a way that you didn't even realize you're doing.
Yeah.
Like all those kind of like user agreements that we all interact with like every day.
Yeah. More and more, I'm like, I should probably read those.
Yeah, but they're like 50
they-
pages long.
I know, but they keep like pushing and
Yeah,
pushing
I
and
know.
pushing
Exactly.
And,
And
pushing.
like Joe, for someone like you, it might be unfair depending on where you live in town.
Careful where
I'm
you're
just
going
saying,
with
like
this.
in
What kind of
places
person am I?
I'm just saying
A
in
good one.
places
A good
like East LA where you're getting on the 110 with those
Yeah.
super short on ramps.
Yeah, I
Like,
have to be an
you
Excel
have to,
Pro.
You have
Yeah.
to.
You have to be an Excel Pro.
You got to drive like a dick to get on the freeway. Like
Yeah.
that's just part of it, and then you're gonna get penalized for that. That's not fair.
For anyone who doesn't know, the 110 freeway in LA was made in the 40s,
Mhm.
and there's 15 feet of
On-ramp.
runway to get to 55 miles
You
per
gotta-
hour.
you gotta
psych
punch it.
You got to
yourself
punch
up.
it.
There's always
Yeah.
some psycho in like an Escalade coming in that slow lane,
In
at
the
like
slow lane.
85 miles an hour.
What is? If you guys noticed an influx of people driving super fast in the slow lane and
Oh, I
passing
think
people,
so-
So passing
since-
on the right is like
It's so
such
annoying.
a pet peeve of mine. It's just
Yeah.
like
I think
don't
since
freaking do that.
quarantine and the pandemic, everyone's driven like an asshole.
yeah,
I was in the car with Jesse, former CCO of Dona Media, current best friend. We were going to FD Long Beach.
yeah,
And there's just like people passing and just like driving like crazy. And I decided that if you drive crazy on the street, like super fast, like a lot of them are doing it to look cool.
yeah.
Like it's not cool. You're a sucker. It's way cooler to drive slow. It's like, oh, you're going to like hurry and get somewhere because if you don't get there fast enough, you're going to get in trouble. You sucker, loser. No, drive slow. I'll get there when I get there, dog. I'm a man.
Yeah.
Be a man. Drive slow.
But to that, I think it's
driving slow is
also,
cool. Driving fast, you look like what are you, like a squire? You got to get to
Yeah.
your knight, you freaking dork.
Oh, I gotta get
You
to
know?
court.
I'm watching Fallout right
Okay.
now. There's squires and knights.
I think but it's also like, I think every day we all skirt the law.
Yeah,
Probably every day.
Not me.
Speed limits, breaking speed limits.
Never.
I'm never gonna
Oh.
incriminate myself. But
Okay,
yes.
but I'm just saying, like,
You can watch today's
laws-
video and
Yeah.
see if I speed.
yeah,
My
that's,
car
that's a
weight-
fair point.
My car weighs 90,000
That's a fair
pounds.
point. That's a fair point. But there's like, so many instances.
I
I think,
speed
where-
downhill.
yeah,
So many instances where we skirt the law and it doesn't really affect us until we get caught breaking the law, right? California rolling or whatever.
Yeah.
And-
Stopping at a stop sign.
It's the same thing, like driving aggressively, all that stuff. It's like, okay, we can all do that. I think pretty well, honestly. Humans
Mhm.
are pretty good drivers for the most part.
The best, I'd say, best species for
best
sure, by
species at
far.
driving, 100%.
Yeah.
But it's like now there's like these programs. We did this program.
Yeah.
All, by the way, it's not just GM doing this. Like
Yeah.
tons of manufacturers are doing this, taking your data, narking you out to your insurance companies.
Ugh.
And we just didn't agree to it.
and we talked about this in a video a couple years ago. It might have been a Wheelhouse, but it even went so far that cars were like
Weighing you.
weighing you in your seat
Mhm.
and sending that data to insurance and like a lot of most insurance companies do health insurance and auto insurance,
Yeah.
life insurance, whatever. If it affects your premium for health insurance because
Yeah.
you've gained weight,
Yeah.
that's messed up.
That's
if you haven't
crazy.
consented to
Yeah.
that.
I feel like they had to like install more equipment to
Yeah.
weigh you.
Yeah.
Well, those sensors are there for,
For
the
the
airbags,
airbags,
anyway,
yeah.
right?
Mm.
So, but now they're like, let's turn let's do some programming in the ECU there.
Yeah.
Oh, now we know how much you weigh. Mozilla did a really good study. They looked at 25 different manufacturers and like looked at how well they're protecting your privacy. None of them are. They're all
No, they
cars.
hate
They
you.
said that cars are like probably the biggest privacy risk in your life right now, especially with when it comes to new cars. Hyundai,
Yeah.
one of their parameters that they were tracking was sexual activity.
What?
How?
They didn't clarify what that means.
Well, if your seat goes like up and down,
But like, or maybe you're like going to different
maybe you
location
sleep
every
at
day or
different
something. Yeah,
spots.
like they're tracking where you're going, whose house you're at.
Yeah,
For
it's
how
like the
long?
Ring camera. Like right
Oh,
now,
man.
like they sell your Ring data to law enforcement.
Mhm.
So law enforcement has all your Ring stuff
jeez.
already. And that like it's like not an issue right now, but like one of the things that they do track is like how many people you have over to your house. And like that's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not good.
That's why you should drive a 40-year-old car.
yeah,
My car doesn't know anything
Drive it.
except that he loves me.
Is it he?
Mm-hmm. All
he have a
cars are
name?
boys.
it's just another feature of our society today. Like, I do feel like privacy is not.
We live in a
expected.
car society.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, in the past 15 years, we've just given it all up. you know, for the sake of, I mean, for this, I
Well,
don't
it's a
even know
false promise of an unnecessary convenience.
Yeah.
Hey, this is going to make your life a lot better. This is going to make your life a lot better. You need this. You need some poor guy to drop food off at your house. You need to be able to watch any movie at your house. You need to drive in a Cadillac Escalade to the airport. But like, turns out none of that stuff is actually cheap because those companies weren't profitable, but they got enough funding to operate at that price for long enough to kill movie theaters, restaurants, public places. So now, like, and we didn't even need the stuff.
And now Chevy knows how much you weigh and who you're boinking.
Yeah.
So that's what we traded that for. And also, because they're just selling, they can't be making that much money off selling the.
Dude, Data is like,
I know, but like
like
compared to their other business, I mean, that's a scary thought though. If it is more than their,
but guess how much data costs to get?
$0.
Yeah,
exactly.
the margins
It's like
are
passive
insane.
income.
Margins insane.
Yeah,
And so, but that's like a disgusting thought. It's like, my passive income by selling our customers' data. You're a car company.
Yeah,
Make the cars better.
Make the cars better, huh?
Make them affordable.
How about try and make cars better?
We bailed you out. We bailed you out.
All these guys just fucking make the cars
Everybody,
better.
hey, listen, everybody's a piece of shit.
It's true.
Yeah.
With like, there's some exceptions. You guys aren't pieces of shit.
Yeah.
I'm not a piece of shit. Those guys aren't pieces of shit. But for the most part, most people are pieces of shit.
You're not a piece of shit.
You're not a piece of shit. Say it.
Thank you for the
say it. Say it. I'm not a piece of shit.
And yesterday, just sit on my couch doing nothing.
No, that's not to make you a piece of shit. Selling people's data that selling people's data that they didn't even know you were taking. That makes you a piece of shit. So even though GM is at the center of the report, they aren't the only company involved. Honda, Kia, Hyundai were also mentioned in the Times report. So if you have an internet connected car, you definitely probably are enrolled in some sort of program.
That's why I'm getting a Volvo. It's probably
just get an old one. Drive old cars. It's better for the environment.
Yeah.
It's recycling. It is. My car is old. And I got to make emissions for years before I make as much pollution as making a new car.
Yeah. You don't have to mine lithium to drive.
I don't mind shit, man. I don't mind anything. I've never mined anything in my life. You know?
You never gone to like one of those gold panning things?
Never. I'd love to. I'd love to. If anyone out there,
a old sluice box in their backyard.
if anyone has a sluice,
let, James check it out.
Hit me up. Any sort of like Gold Rush themed attraction. I've always dreamed of doing this.
We could actually just go do that.
Huh?
We could just get some pans and go out there.
Dude, we could go up to Cerro Gordo and mine some silver galena.
Dude, let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's mine.
Here's a mini project car update.
Mini project car update. Brought to you by GM.
You don't have a car that tracks your stuff.
I don't right now, but let me tell you, that drag racing video might have done a little number on the old Mustang.
Yeah,
it did. Yeah,
what happened?
Well, in
you
the
didn't
video,
even race.
I know, because I was leaking oil at the back of my engine, which I assume
it was actually oil.
It's a rear main.
It's something, not rear main. I think it's like this PCV valve that's on the back somewhere. But then I was driving home last week, chilling in traffic, and then I noticed that my heat gauge was all the way up, and I had the heat warning light, and I was like, I'm just gonna go home. I'm just gonna send it home. By the time I pull into my apartment, I like roll my windows down to listen to the car, and it's going like sound like a diesel, and I'm like, oh, that's not good.
That's heat from metal rubbing together.
It is. It sure was. Popped the hood, ton of steam from the top of the motor. I was like, I killed this car just now.
I've done that. I killed an E30.
But check the oil, no water in the oil. Check the coolant, no oil in the coolant.
Well, so it's
So it
not
wasn't a head
head
gasket?
No, so there's Ford in their infinite wisdom put a heater or
Didn't bail them out.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah,
It's true.
Paid back the loan.
It's true.
we're talking about how
There's a coolant line that goes in the valley underneath the intake that might have cracked. But I'm just thinking like, all right, this car is almost 20 years old at this point.
I probably shouldn't drive it without oil.
I probably shouldn't take it drag racing
Yeah.
without a full anyway. I think that's what happened.
My car broke too.
Really?
The E30 did.
Oh yeah.
So I've been building my E30, doing a really cool S54 engine swap. Got it all together. Finished the video last week.
Yeah.
Wednesday we drove it. Finished shooting it. Drove the car in the canyon. Was still breaking in the engine. Couldn't really get on it, but boy, was it special.
Yeah.
It was nice. We got an E30 M3 to drive with us. We got my car, but in stock form to drive.
Ooh.
And it was super fun.
Wait. So you didn't break the new engine?
I didn't. But so Chris calls me Friday night and he's like, hey, I have bad news. And he's like, the cam ate the lifters. So like,
oh no,
there was like some valve tick and we thought it was just new engine noise or whatever. And it's like kind of a ticky motor to begin with.
Yeah.
But then he took the valve cover off to like check them out and sent me pictures. And so what happened was, so the cam smashed against the lifters and just broke them all.
Oof.
Oh no.
Didn't break them, but like ate them.
Yeah.
They're not good. They're not doing well.
So how'd that happen?
Okay. So apparently pre-COVID, the trick and like cam companies would, like, traditionally the way that you harden a camshaft is you heat it up, you dip it in oil, you heat it up, you dip it in oil, and that like hardens metal like a sword. Like imagine a blacksmith in Game of Thrones hardening a sword.
Yeah.
Like when you go like ting ting ting.
Yeah.
That's not water, that's oil. And so normally they would do that, but recently they've started cryo hardening them.
Opposite.
Yeah, so like liquid nitrogen, just like smashing at it, which makes them super hard, works like better, but only half of the lifters are done like that. And it's kind of luck of the draw which ones you get.
Jeez.
And so the cam is too hard for the old style lifters and just.
Oh no.
So
basically acts like a Dremel on it and just eats it away.
So, absolutely. Great. So like it'll be fine or whatever. It's like a little bit disappointing, but dude, I can't imagine if you're like a guy in your driveway.
Yeah.
I have a massive media company behind me, you know, like it's like, oh man, that stinks, but like, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But if you're like a guy who like works forever to like put this engine together and then you start it and like drive it for a little bit and then like you automatically assume you did something wrong.
Yeah.
You got to pull the engine, at least the head out.
Man,
like,
all that zinc
sucks.
coating and everything just for this to happen?
Just for this to happen, just for it to have an aneurysm. Stinks.
I've decided I'm going to get coilovers for my Z.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
I think it's one of the cheaper things you could do. Lower lift, and the suspension is completely blown out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I think you should get coilovers, wheels, and some nice tires.
I think that's a good idea.
And maybe at some point do a little exhaust.
Yeah. I mean, my baby boy is going to want to drive it at some point.
I mean, your baby boy, first things first, we got to teach that baby to drive.
Teach that kid to drive.
Borla, sponsor of Donut.
Yeah.
Send you a bunch of tubes. Weld them up.
Oh. I can do exhaust too. My baby driver is going to want some exhaust.
Yeah, your baby driver, he doesn't know how to read a tachometer, so he's got to shift by sound.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
It's helping him out.
Doesn't know what numbers are.
Speaking of babies, Lamborghini unveiled its final Huracan model last week. The 631 horsepower rear-wheel drive STJ is limited to only 10 cars and features an aggressive aerodynamic package, new dampers, bespoke Bridgestone Potenza Race Series tires.
Nice.
We're sponsored by Hankook. Center locking wheels and unique livery options.
I saw one picture of the unique livery option. It looks like a Hot Wheel. And I say that in like a nice way.
It's a celebration edition.
There's a lot going on, but it's like kind of tasteful and it looks cool.
This is like definitely end of an era. Huracan's been in production for 10 years.
Yeah, man.
I drove a Huracan at the Lamborghini factory in Italy.
Bologna.
Cried.
Yeah.
Amazing car, amazing experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Huracan was the cover car for Forza Horizon 2.
Whoa.
Which makes me feel old now.
Because now you're in Forza Horizon 5.
That's right. Check out the DLC.
Check out the DLC.
Free update.
STJ stands for Super Trofeo Jota.
Yota just is the letter J.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's do you know
I read the little blurb.
Yeah. Apparently in GT3 rulebook,
Mm-hmm.
There's like
the section J is about some like GT3 rules or something,
Mhm.
and that's like a nod to that.
What's the rules in it?
That it has to look sick as hell.
Oh, sick.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool that they made that a rule.
Yeah.
I think they should make that a rule in other places too.
Yeah. I think NASCAR could
NASCAR
deal
could
with
use
that.
some
Yeah.
The
sick.
new car looks pretty cool.
Yeah, the
don't
new
they?
car looks pretty sick.
The new NASCAR?
Mhm.
I mean, it's all right.
I mean, it's not convertible.
It's not convertible.
Ooh,
It's not
bring back
convertible.
convertibles.
Convertible NASCAR.
It doesn't
No.
have eyelashes.
It's like
on
an
there.
action. no
It doesn't have
eyelashes.
angry eyes on it.
No car bra at
Convertible
all.
NASCAR is
No
sick.
car bra. I haven't seen a car bra in like
They're bad for your
15
pants
years.
because
I s-
PPF.
I saw a car bra like holding on a bumper the other day that was a
Hell
different
yeah.
color, and I was like, "Oh, that guy went to the junkyard."
So the Huracan may be Lamborghini Machine's last non-hybrid V10 car. It's going to be replaced by a plug-in hybrid later this year, which is
Okay.
like a little sad. I'm sure it'll be sick,
Yeah.
but it's a little.
I forget who did it. I think it was a Carfection or
It's either Carfection or Carzert.
Yeah, or
Someone-
carne
But they
asada.
drove the
So-
they got to drive the hot, like the new hotness Lamborghini that has that hybrid system in it
yeah, those
already,
are sick.
and it just like is insane.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that
But dude, exotic like hybrid systems are like not nerdy. They're
because
cool.
Lamborghini uses super capacitors.
What is that even?
I don't know, but it sounds super cool.
It's better than a regular.
I think they
capacitor,
deliver
that's for sure.
they deliver power a lot.
Oh, they can
faster.
unload really fast.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
me.
yeah. That's what Joe said. Yeah.
Pricing was not disclosed, but if you have to ask, you can't afford it. I'm sure. I mean, there's 10 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're already spoken for. Many outlets suspected to come in above the STO's $328,000 price tag, but that's really only the tip of the iceberg for supercar pricing. Because last week on Tuesday, Koenigsegg shared a photo of a key holder for its $3 million JESKO on their Instagram page. In the post, Koenigsegg described the holder as, quote, inspired by the famous Fabergé eggs.
Nice.
And as a, quote, a 3D representation of the Koenigsegg shield rendered in a Nordic inspired runic style.
That's kind of cool looking.
That is cool.
But also, what's that deal? Why are we so obsessed with these Fabergé eggs?
I know.
What's the deal with the
What's
eggs?
the deal
We had a
with the egg?
Fabergé egg joke in a couple videos last year,
Yeah.
and it was like,
Was it last year? I thought it was like even in the old office.
"Oh, really?" But it was like,
Maybe we brought it back.
"This car costs as much as this Fabergé egg."
Yeah. I feel like when we were kids, like we knew what
Yeah.
a Fabergé egg was, and it was like expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if these millennials and Gen Alphas even care about Fabergé.
These
Yeah.
kids are
eggs.
killing the Fabergé egg
Yeah.
industry.
How Gen Alpha is killing Fabergé
Yeah.
eggs.
Oh, you'd rather
Oh.
spend your money on McDonald's avocado toast?
Yeah, I'd rather get hot Cheetos. Hot Cheetos is millennial too. I'm such a chug. I'm chug-stirred. I suck.
I feel like at a certain point, these like hypercar companies
Mhm.
have too much time on their hands, and they're
Yeah.
like, "What dumb thing can we sell to billionaires?"
Or it's like
Mhm.
a $3 million car. So they're like, hey, we're going to spend a lot of time making every single part of the experience awesome for you.
But it's such an extraneous, unnecessary thing to have
Is
a
it?
holder.
No, because it's not like this guy. It's not like if you buy a Koenigsegg that you daily it. It's not like hanging off your
Yeah.
carabiner.
Yeah.
Like for most of the time, that key lives on a really nice shelf
That's
in your
true.
really nice garage. And it's got to stand out against the Bugatti key
Mhm.
and the Pagani key
Mhm.
and the Maserati key and the
Yeah.
Buick Regal key. You know, it's got to for a collector, the key is like a big part of it.
Yeah.
Like,
I
well,
can
with
see
the
that.
with
Yeah.
the E30 build, I got to the point where I was like, well, I don't want to start. The only thing you carry with you, like when you park the car, is the key. Like, it's the only extension of the car that comes into the restaurant with you or like comes into work with you. So I got a custom key made by this company, Formworks, for the E30.
Yeah.
And it's like it looks like the valve cover, kind of.
Mhm.
Oh, cool.
And it's titanium.
Is
and
it
it's,
like black with silver stripes, kind of?
You can get it in black, but mine's just silver.
Yeah.
And it says Kentucky Cobra on it.
Oh,
Nice.
that's cool.
And so when it hangs off of my belt, people will be like, "Oh, I bet he's got something cool outside."
You hand it to a Valor and they're like, woo, woo.
Yeah, totally. But I think
I was gonna whistle and I just made the whistle sound with my voice instead.
But I think it's super cool.
Sorry.
Woo woo woo.
Yeah. You ever had a valet go woo woo?
Woo woo.
I'd be like, give me my key back, dude.
Yeah, man.
I'll take the other guy.
I'll wait for the other guy.
He's got like a propeller hat on.
Oui, oui, monsieur.
It's like a Martin Short character.
Yeah, it's Martin Short, covered in chocolate.
Covered in chocolate.
Like, bro,
His vest is on backwards.
you're like, how'd you do that, dude?
Woo woo. Oh.
Best driver you've ever seen.
He's the only one who can drive stick. All right, so it's unclear whether or not the key holder will come with the car or as an optional extra. I don't think for $3 million anything should be an option. I think you should be able to pick.
Well, that's what, like, there are options for Koenigsegg's that it's like $1 million bare carbon paint job.
Oh yeah.
There are room
What's
for
bare carbon?
It's
It's carbon fiber made out of bare bones.
made out of my chest hair.
Made out of Nolan's
it's not
chest hair.
sustainable at all.
It takes a long time.
If the holder is optional, it's likely to be crazy expensive. Supercar manufacturers in general are notorious for obscene charges for accessories and options. And here are some of the most egregious examples of that. BMW i8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Handsome car.
It's fine. Famously had, I just don't think it's cool. If you're driving one, I don't think you're like cool.
I like them.
I think it'll come back to being
Yeah.
cool.
They're not fast.
They're not.
I think that's why you're not super into them.
Yeah.
But sorry. Continue.
They're so hard to get out of.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They famously,
guy
you can't
problems.
look cool getting out
So
of
it's
it.
like a reverse Scion XB.
Yeah, so you gotta slide out head
Mhm.
first. So the BMW i8 famously had a Louis Vuitton luggage set available for $20,000.
Woo woo.
Woo woo! If you had a Mercedes Maybach S600,
Yeah. I
uh,
did have one of those.
you did have one.
Yeah.
Get those woot woos ready.
Okay.
$3,200 for a pair of
Ooh.
silver champagne flutes.
Put that on your wedding registry, James.
The car can also be bought with a $1,100 cooled cup holder option that can fit a champagne bottle.
Oh,
That's-
just one.
I think that's
couple
pretty
there.
reasonable from my back.
$1,100 to warm your champagne.
To
Cool.
warm it up.
Oh, yeah.
I want
Oh,
that.
no, I bought the
hot
warmer.
champagne. Hot champagne.
Yeah.
Rolls-Royce Cullinan
like
offered
this.
a viewing suite option for $20,000, which was basically 2 small seats for the tailgate. That's pretty sweet.
I like that.
I would have got that.
Yeah.
Huh.
Rolls-Royce Phantom could be bought with a whiskey and cigar. I don't even know what this word
Cellarette.
is.
A small cellar.
Like
A small a basement in your car.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Whoa.
Dude, we could like have game nights down
yeah,
here.
dude. We
Yeah.
put a pool table down there.
Comes with a small vintner that tells you about the wines.
Oh.
If there's a tornado, we can be safe. That was $40,000. It was so
Lord.
basically it was a humidor. And finally, the Bentley Bentayga was available with an analog Breitling clock for the dash for $170,000
Good
or
God.
73%
My God.
of the cost of the car itself. The clock featured 8 diamond
Oh.
insets and was machined from a solid billet of gold.
Whoa.
Rich guys would rather do this than like donate to charity.
Yeah, or like pay taxes.
Yeah.
That's wild.
You don't even have to like consciously donate to charity.
And that's just like a little thing right there.
Yep.
Just a little clock.
Yeah.
I think I drove the G-Wagon, the Brabus one.
Mhm.
It had, I think,
Mhm.
like a Breitling clock in it.
Baby.
Brabus changed it out.
Brabus.
Only 4 were offered per year because they were handmade by a single Breitling craftsman who made them at a rate of 1 per every 3 months.
God.
Wow.
Dude, I watch clock.
Guy's not exactly burning the midnight oil. You know
No.
what I mean?
I watch watch process videos.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's so many parts in it.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's like the thing.
And then you have any sort of extra dial,
Mhm.
and there's like
Even more
25 other parts
Yeah.
per dial.
You want to see my watch process video?
Yeah.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
I think there's a market for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to my new YouTube channel where I tell time.
It's kind of like ASMR. Like
It is.
you were putting me in a trance just by counting the
10,
fives.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Yeah.
We're done with all the
Yeah.
stories. But before we end, all right, whose side are you guys on? Metro and Kendrick or Drake?
Oh, Metro for sure.
I'm gonna take my boy K-Dot.
Dude,
Did you see that
no
J.
surprise
Cole?
there.
J. Cole dropped the diss track and then immediately was like, "I'm
Yeah.
so sorry."
Have
That
you
was
heard
like
Drake's
the worst
diss
thing I've
track?
ever
Have
done.
you heard Drake's track yet?
No.
There's good.
It's good.
Is it really good?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I reserve judgment until next week.
Dude, it tracks that Joe, the music producer, likes Metro.
Yeah.
Nolan, definitely the backpack rapper of
You have
Yes.
no idea.
loves
dude. You have
Kendrick,
no
dude.
idea. You are so right.
And this is Donuts Drake saying, check us out next week. Big thanks to Nolan and Joe for being here.
Hey, thanks
Hey,
for
thanks.
having us on our show.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming to work
Yeah,
today,
yeah,
fellas.
you're
You really
welcome, man.
nailed it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. This is our work, huh?
Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
Uh-huh.
Whoa.
Big thanks to Audrey Holden, Mark Schroeder, Gavin Kinsel, Nick G. Musso, and Christina Felsky.
All right. I gotta pee.
Me, I have to pee so bad.
We got a piece, so we'll see you next week.
No.